Hey guys, Anthony here. So we decided that we're going to start each week with review videos of us going over the chart. Don't know how long it's going to be, guys, but every week going to go over our first 6 stocks, the main 6 stocks, and go over why we picked them, what we're looking at. Because this is for you guys to learn, right? You joined us for a reason, and we want to teach and show you guys what we do. You know, that's what we promise you, and we're going to fulfill our promise to you guys, right? So we found this to be a better avenue to really go through it, to really get down and dirty, talk through it. It's going to be a raw video, no editing, just going through it every week. We'll post it in the membership area, and at the end of the week, it'll go publicly on our YouTube channel as well for other people who want to join and kind of see what we're about, right? So, you know, they can see, okay, these guys do know what they're talking about. They are true technical swing traders and all that. But more importantly, we charge for this service because any time in life you pay for something, you're going to pay attention, you're going to learn, you're going to soak up the information, right? So that's the goal here. We want to provide this to you guys. In the membership area, you know, we go over and kind of guide you towards our indicators we're using. We haven't finished up the in-depth overview of each indicator, but tying that, once that's up with these weekly overviews, I think is really going to make a strong case for us showing you what we do, right? So with that said, let's get started. And on another note, you know, we do want you to be able to go off on your own and kick ass, right? You know, for how much it'd be awesome for you guys to pay for a subscription forever, that's not our goal. Our goal is to show you what we do so you can go out and kick butt and win, right? So AMPE is the first one. So in the indicator overview video, we show you all the indicators we go over. The RSI and CCI are at the top because those are the first 2 things we look at for our eyes to even look below. If those aren't solid, then we don't really go down below and look. So the RSI, CCI are good on this one. We like the way they're going. The CCI is over the 50 line and going up. It's at 53.6, as you can see. And the CCI is trending up as well. So that takes us down to looking at the chart. We see here that about the end of April, more so mid-April, it started taking off, went up, went up, went up. This is a daily chart, so these are every once a day. And it kind of stopped around 380, ran up from 250 to 380, and a lot of people sold off, right? So beginning of April, a lot of people sold off, got down to about 275, found support down there, and it's kind of been hit support, and over the last week, it's kind of gone up. You can see on the left of the chart, right under it says AMPE daily. You have the EMA 22, EMA 13, and EMA 8. That's the exponential moving average. For a chart to go up, and if you look on the chart, the 8 average is over the 13, and the 13 is over the 22. So right here, it's at 315 on the far right of the chart. It shows us that they're all kind of together, and because this top line is going across, showing us all the resistance, and this bottom line on a diagonal going up, showing us all the support. Now, supports and resistance aren't always flat. You'll see that in the second support and resistance part 2 video we're going to do. The first one is just the basics of it, of support and resistance. But it's bouncing off. It's forming this wedge. So it's showing you the trend on where this is going up. And because of those lines show us the trend is going up, and the RSI and CCR tell us it's going up, we're going to go down next to the full STO, full stochastics. It bounced off this bottom 20 line. It's at 29.2 and it's trending up. So that, you know, that correlates with the wedge forming and, you know, the price action moving up, right? So our full stochastic shows us the momentum's going up. And then we come down here to the accumulation distribution. Accumulating of shares is buying of, and distributing is selling of, right? So it has room here to reach the top. This graph has no numbers, but it's an overall snapshot of the buying and selling, right? So it shows us it has room to accumulate. So it's going to go up and come and hit hopefully go back up to about 380 again to this top resistance. and drive it up, right? So, because our strategy is 5%, right? That's all we're looking at. Then we get in at 315, another 15 cents there, about 330, 335. Ideally is where you want to get out, according to the MAD blueprint, according to the overall strategy. That's where you want to make your money. If it jumps up over that and it gets really good volume and pushes up, that's great because we make more money, right? So those are the things we looked at. Also down here the Williams percent is a momentum indicator. It's already bounced off this negative 80 line, and right now it's rising up. So that's another positive on what we looked at, right? So that's the reason we picked AMPE. A lot of these things look really good, and that's the reason we picked that one. So AVXL is another one. Again, the CCI and the RSI look good. We like the way it looks. You can see these dark blue lines on the top and bottom. The bottom's pretty flat, and this top line's kind of driving the wedge down. The chart itself broke support, bounced down to, what does that look like, 185 maybe, triggered back up, and on Friday broke over the closed at 228, and 226 was the last previous support shown on the side of, let's see, right here is about 226. You take this line straight over, hard down the bottom of the line, excuse me, and close at 228. Again, the 8 EMA is coming down and curving up, probably going to come up next week and cross over the 13 and 22 and going to be in another uptrend. On this MACD, we see here the bottom black line is about diverging with the red line, which tells us, again, that is trending up and momentum is moving up for this one. So we can almost guarantee that this is going to be bouncing again off the 226 and going up higher. The stochastics again, nice good angle at 46.72 for the black line, and the black line's over the other one. So that's a really good sign and indicator. Right here with the ADX line, so the red line is the negative and the other line, the green line, is the positive, right? And the overall black line shows us that it's going really well. The momentum's good, a lot of buying there. Accumulation distribution coming up from the bottom, so it's time to accumulate. There's a lot of room to accumulate here, right? So that's what we're looking at. Big one here that we looked at was the CMF, the Chaikin money flow. So this last block from here to here, let me grab a line and show you guys. So from here, so if we're looking at this chunk right here, right, in between those two lines, we can see it went from way negative all the way up above the zero line in green, and that's within a week. So for it to do that, the majority of the shares bought were bought on the upper half of the daily price channel. So that means people drove the price up, right? So you can even see down over here. Let me zoom in. Get rid of those other lines. So right here, right? People bought all this and drove it up, right? Price kept going higher, people kept buying it. Price kept going higher, people kept buying it. And if we look a little closer, and it's really kind of hard to see here, especially with this stuff in the way. Let me grab another trend line. Right here, right here, we see that this EMA 8, that green line, is going to go up and cross over the other two, right? So kind of in. So the expectation is for it to look something like that, continue up, right? Next resistance over here we see is roughly under 280. So, right, so it forms up in that wedge, driving the price up. That's what we want to. That's what we want to get at. That's what we want, right? We want to make our money, get in and out. Again, the overall strategy, though, you guys know what it is. You know, we don't need to get all the way to 280, although if we do, awesome, right? If it happens in a quick amount of time, right? Because we're only in for a week, then we're out and we move on to our next week. Take our gains and go. BLPH. Not sure what that line's doing, but here we go. BLPH. Again, the RSI, CCI, good. Someone keeps going in and out the door downstairs, but that's all right. They're really good, going in and out. They're the RSI and CCI are going up. So we like that, right? So now we're back here looking at the chart. This line across the top was, or is resistance, right? So right about 250, right? The volume trend down here, the volume here is going up, right? So that tells us over last week, the volume continually rise. That means they're found value back in the stock. Let me zoom in. So right here and right there, these two outer lines are the Bollinger Bands. Right now, when they start pointing in the wrong direction, or the opposite directions, excuse me, and the, where did it go, trend line? And we are on the upper end. Shoot. Well, anyways, it's going up, right? So we're riding the top Bollinger Band, and we're going up, right? So we're riding the top band, we're going up. It's going to go up. It's actually going above it. And the further these come apart, and you can see that over here in the CBB. Here we go. So 187, 208 is the middle, and 230 is the top. So the 230 is above the 187, right? So, because they're going in the opposite direction, that shows the stock right now is becoming more volatile. And we're in the upper end of it. So if we keep rising above and we keep going, that's going to ride that top Bollinger Band and going to ride us all the way back up to the $2.50 mark, which is right where we want to be for that one. The ADX pattern again down here. We got a sharp rise on the positive DI, and the black is going to follow, right? The stronger the positive DI is, the black will turn and follow. When the black crosses over, though, the green positive, that's a really good indicator. Full stochastics, it's right here at the end. Almost overbought, but it's not yet, right? There's still room for it to run a little bit. The accumulation, a lot of accumulation happened, but that's okay. We want to continue on this, but the overall here, right, is, kind of had a cup, had a little rush of people come in, and we're not going to get greedy, right? So it's going to continue up and drive up to the 240, 250 mark, and that's where we want to be, right? So our chicken money flow is in the positive, and last week it came out of a negative Williams, and now it's in the positive direction. So this one, probably looking at, if you're buying this on Monday, getting out on Tuesday, maybe Wednesday at the earliest. This one's, because it's close on the accumulation, right there on the edge of the stochastic. This will be a quick in and out, right? Take your 5% and go. Don't try to get greedy, because if we do, you're going to see the price drop because people are going to sell, and that's not a good thing either, right? So this one's a quick, more so quick in and out than holding over, maybe not as, or not holding over till Friday, right? So this one we want to go in and out. CIG, this next one, CIG. Even though the RSI is kind of pointing in the down direction, CCI is still going up. You can kind of see our trend line here going down. Come last week, Thursday, Friday, it broke the trend line, and it broke above it, right? So that's what we like on the breakout. The MACD right below, trending up, looks like it's going to trend up next week to be positive. The stochastics, the momentum, nice solid angle here, slope on that one's pretty steep, which is a good sign, and it's over the 50 mark. Our ADX lines, positive is becoming more positive. and the negatives crossing over, so we can start to see the black line starting to turn out probably sometime next week. There's room for accumulation. The big thing here though is the breakout. Everything's kind of pointing up, and it closed above the breakout point last week, so the intention is for the 8 EMA to cross over the 13 and 22 and ride this up to this dotted line up here around 260, early 260s, and be out right about 5%. So that's the goal for that one. Now CPST, this one's a really cool one. RSI is good. CCI, it's okay, but the overall, what we saw here, we're seeing the chart, is called a cup and handle. So it's a big cup. It reached to the top, kind of broke down, and it's starting to create a handle. Once it creates the handle and finds the bottom of the handle, you'll see a big breakout, right? This is what will trigger a lot of swing traders, and at the breakout point will trigger a lot of day traders. I'm going to go to the weekly chart on this one. So we saw back here, back in the end of 17, had this high 180 mark. High 180 mark. Kind of since then has been down, had a double bottom, which signified the cup handle, and has been driving up since, right? So again, kind of what we mentioned on the other chart, you see this big top of Bollinger Band going up, and the other one diving down. The bottom Bollinger, and this one's 40 cents, and the top is $1.54. So there's a lot of volatility in this stock at the moment, which is good for us. More volume, more volatility means more price action, which is potentially more money made, right? So the weekly chart confirmed our cup and handle position. Let me zoom back out here a little bit. Let me actually zoom in. So last week we saw the prices drop down, come off the 180, got sold, made a big drop, kind of bounced around 150, mid 150s, down, and you can kind of see the opening and closing has kind of finalized and kind of found its point. So we anticipate next week to be a good week for the breakout. Let me zoom out here. Let me annotate what the expectation is for this one. So the expectation for this guy would be for it to rise up to the 180. Now right around the 180 mark, if it crosses, a lot of people are going to be jumping in, especially day traders. Once it crosses that 180, they're going to be on it hot, and it's going to break out from there. A lot of people in between the 150 and 180 though. Since it narrowed down to the price action about 150, it tells us again that's the bottom of the handle, right? So that's what it should be. We're going to see a lot of watchers, a lot of people seeing that this happens, because the cup and handle pattern doesn't happen often. Doesn't confirm like it does. So we're going to go down here again to the accumulation chart. You see a huge accumulation up here. There's still room to accumulate, but we're going to have a lot more buyers than sellers, right? So supply and demand tells us if you don't have a lot of supply and the demand is high, guess what? The price is going to go up. Again, we're going to grab it. I think our buy for this one's 148 for the week. No, because there's still going to be some weak hands out there and they're going to sell off. So if we can grab it for 148, maybe if you want to play it really, really safe, we buy it at 150. If the pre-action in the morning shows me that, hey, a lot of people are buying it and the price is getting driven up, maybe want to set it at that current pre-market price. I'll definitely alert this one tomorrow morning to you guys, depending on what it's doing, and keep you guys informed with this one. That's a good thing about our phones nowadays. We can just, get on our phone and go and, get in, right? Or maybe even tonight if you want to put a 150 mark, that could be okay. But this one's going to go good. Even if we grab it at 150 and it rises up, right, our 5%, that's only 8 cents, 7.5 cents. Shoot, we're still 160. When it rises above that, you can put your stop loss in, right? Protect your profit at 5%. Watch it run the rest of the way. And if you really want to, you could raise your stop loss if it keeps riding. Maybe after it hits the 180 and breaks out, you sell half and keep the other half and riding them out. go from there, right? That's one way to do it. But if you do that, again, you're going to accumulate more trading fees, right? Which plays into your overall fee ratio and how much money you're really taking home. So super excited about this one this week. Really curious to see what it does. Very excited to see what it does. And, we look forward to a big breakout on this one. All right, MVIS is our last one. RSI is solid right there at the top. CCI is in the green. This one again broke out right above 132. You can see the 8 EMA is over all the other ones. At a good angle, rising up. The stochastic, it went really high here. Bought in. That's why we see on Friday or Wednesday, Thursday, kind of sold down, and then on Friday, people bought it up. This one's going to be interesting to watch. Either it's going to kind of hang out. If we get at 132, we have a buy at 132. It'll kind of hang out. And right about 134, 132. But it should break out, right? This one is a nice chart, nice candle on Friday, meaning it opened low. People bought it up, and that's a bullish sign, right? We are bulls. We want to look for good price action and patterns. It's right there at the breakout level. Right, that's what this top trend line we have in there, right at the breakout level. It's going to break out about 140. Has good strength, a lot of room for accumulation. This black line on the ADX is turned up, and the positive DI is also curving up as well. Chaikin money flow and Williams percent are also in the positive direction, which we like to see here. So this could be another one, quick in, quick out. Wednesday could be your sell day for this one, right? So that's kind of all we got this week, guys, for these ones. For our 6, this is just a raw video overviewing all of them. I excuse the length of it, but I want to kind of go through these, kind of go through our thought process on these, kind of what we look at. Remember, we're only picking the top 2% of a list we used, and we have used for years, of about 315 stocks, I believe it's at. We add some every now and then what we really like. We stick to the markets sectors and markets we're comfortable in, of the stocks we buy. We don't venture too far out from there. We don't do really automotive. Take a look at the tickers we're giving you. Look up those companies, kind of see what kind they are. Right? We go in depth in the membership area of kind of what we go for, what we like, biotech, energy, tech stocks, small cap, micro stocks, as some you might hear it, a lot of people say about it. Guys, I hope this is valuable. Look forward to the end of the week. Look forward to a good week this week. Making money. It's all about small gains that add up over time. We're not looking for huge wins every day. Not looking to take a lot of risk every day either with our money. That's just ridiculous to do. I thought I was an awesome trader in the beginning, right? How hard is that to buy low, sell high? Well, when you don't got a structure, don't got a game plan, that's really hard, right? You don't know. You don't know anything. You don't know what a chart looks like. You don't know what the indicators tell you. You don't know much. But with a solid game plan, solid structure, solid process, you're going to come out ahead. And I think our data has shown that. So look forward to this week, guys. If you have any questions this week, we're on the Telegram now. I heard there was a little issue with you guys being able to chat. I'm working through that, trying to get that resolved. I'm doing some testing right now on that. So after this video, we'll get that handled, and we'll see you guys later this week. Talk to you later.